Hello and welcome to Chapter 2 of Berserk, the Millennium Falcon.
By
Uh, th
God.
Hello.
this chapter is pretty
Two?
long.
Oh. Okay.
Huh?
Eh?
Eh?
What?
What?
Who?
Stan, you ruined his routine.
Where?
In any case, this... Why the hell is this loading screen so goddamn long?
Well, because it's been so long since the first chapter, they have to reload everything.
Well, in any case, as you see, I already have the entire map for this place because I am on the New Game Plus. But when you're not on the New Game Plus, this is really long.
Yeah, Dyke, I can tell.
And I believe right after I get to the first base, and after I slaughter everything, I just speed edit through this entire stage because really nobody needs to see all of these bleak corridors for like half an hour.
Yeah, that's not on that. No.
But bleak corridors are so beautiful.
Well, I'll give them credit for this. At least they didn't cover everything in brown.
They
just
covered everything in fog.
and gray. And not Puck.
Puck is the best, and you know it.
Fucking hate Puck. Shut up.
You hate everything, Stan.
No.
Almost everything.
No.
This is also one and only place where I ever found this game actually having some trouble running. Because at a certain point you will see that the text starts flashing whenever there is way too many enemies on the screen. And it's not the problem with the interlacing, it's actually how the recording is regardless of what I do with it.
Ouch.
Which is even funnier considering how this game has a very, so to say, very competent flicker filter. Like even generally, even if you don't de-interlace it, there isn't gonna be any lines on the screen, and it's not gonna be shaking up and down, even if you increase the frame rate to 60, which is what happens in like 90% of the games I tried the same thing on.
So why don't
Another
you just
game.
burn down the huts?
And here you see it just happened then. I know it happened then because I've seen that frame by frame way too many times. But yeah, another game I know that that uses such a flicker filter is I believe only Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Because I know that game from from experience that it just does not have any interlaces no matter what you do with it, even though it's in interlaced format. But yeah, then I in that combo right then at the end of the Berserker thingamajig, I found out that you can actually cancel the animation of him wiping off his sword by just going into the sign thingamajig with the triangle button. And for anyone wondering, this music I actually took from the Dreamcast Berserk game. This song does not have a name, however, because I had to goddamn rip it from the soundtrack, because it wasn't available anywhere online. So I had to fix that.
Is it just me, or does the Dragon Slayer kind of sound like a lightsaber?
Possibly. Yeah, it actually does.
Well,
Confirmed.
if it actually was a lightsaber, it'd be a lot cooler.
Yeah. Well, he is already pretty cool as it is.
Well, he is, not the sword.
The
Why you
sword
be
is.
hating on a sword stand?
It's a giant slab of metal. That's it.
So you're now being racist towards all the gigantic swords.
Swords
You mean
aren't a race.
You don't like Heimer's finger. That is just despicable.
And you don't like the luck stat, which is the best stat in the game, so we're even.
Puck is the best stat in the game.
No, he's the worst thing in any game ever.
They should put him in the next Tails game.
People like to bitch about Navi. No, fucking Puck is way worse.
Now Ishidoro is way worse than Puck.
No, no. Puck is the worst thing ever.
You will see at one particular level why he is so much worse. It's just really one cutscene where he just proves how much of a little shit he is.
Like Ryan.
No, like Annis.
Oh, that's a tall order. That's a pretty big accusation, my man.
You'll see why. It's just he just loses every single what you would well. He doesn't have redeeming qualities to even lose. That's the point.
Neither did Annis.
It just gets rid of basically any hope for you to actually think that he may have something about him, but no, that one cutscene is basically like, no, he's a little shit. Is he also like that in the manga?
Isidro, yeah, he's a. I got to the part where the little witch girl shows up, and they have a little thing going on. It's kind of funny.
I actually really like the witch girl.
Yeah. She talks a lot.
She talks a lot, but all things considered, she knows the most about everything.
Yeah.
But
Just keep swinging.
just keep dashing 3 times and swinging your sword to cancel the animation.
Yeah.
But yeah, there they were just telling me I cannot go through there because there is way too many monsters. Which doesn't really make sense, all things considered, because even after you defeat the camps, there is still so many monsters left. Like, it does not decrease in any way.
This is just it. Well, infinite enemies, like we said before, right?
Exactly.
I bet Guts was dancing to that song.
I bet you
It
were
is-
dancing to that song.
I know, I was dancing to that song.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you hate Fun Stand? It was a nice, catchy, dancey song.
Well, first of all, Fun didn't make that song, so your blame is misplaced here. Second
was
of all,
lame.
you're lame. Second of all, it's an okay song.
Yeah, actually, the main reason why I even bothered to rip the entire soundtrack from the Dreamcast game was so I can have that song on my MP3. That and a couple other ones, but that one is, like, for me, is particularly catchy.
And yet the game itself isn't much to write home about, I hear.
Yeah, it really isn't. And it's mostly because they did things wrong rather than because there are two kinds of doing things wrong. It's not putting enough effort, and there is misplacing the effort. The Dreamcast Berserk game had a lot of effort put into it, but a lot of it was also misplaced. Like, the way the difficulty works is just wrong, because like you see here how enemies just die almost instantaneously. There it's like basically everyone is made out of rubber. And also you don't really get to use your sword all that much, because you have to fight with your fists.
Punch bending.
Because
Returns.
because they decided to set the almost the entire game in confined little corridors, as opposed to in wide open areas, and they decided to implement a mechanic where your sword bounces off of the walls.
Yeah.
Also, you know how the arm cannon and the bombs are amazing?
Yeah.
Very limited ammo in the Dreamcast game.
Well, yeah.
Like, you only find so many all throughout, and you don't get to replay stages. Also, limited continues. You know, because you know, fuck you. And also, a lot of that is actually fixed in one of the additional modes you get after completing the game, which is just for challenges, where they essentially balance the game to play like this one.
Huh.
And they essentially get it right in the mode that is just an extra. But yeah, all things considered, even the like, as far as the story and like the presentation and so forth goes, it's pretty alright, especially considering it was like 1998 on the Dreamcast. It looks very nice. The music, as you've heard, and you will hear, because I'm gonna be using the music from that soundtrack for all the speed editing I do, is really great. And even the English voice work was actually pretty good, with there being some exceptions, considering it was like 1998. But you know, you can't have everything.
Right.
Especially since even nowadays there will always be just this one or two guys that just don't do quite as well as the others.
So where to next?
Griffith!
You're not even dashing anymore, you're just...
I
you're
was
dashing.
just... Because, like, you know, I have it set to easy so they don't massacre me on the way. That's mostly the reason. Because I don't even know if they do any more damage, they just become more aggressive, that's what I know. And really, I'm not gonna be doing that much fighting on the way, so why bother?
Right.
Yeah, Picorin is probably like one of my favorite characters from this one.
Is it because he looks like Ryo?
It's mostly because he almost never opens his eyes.
Oh, okay. So he's like Brock.
Sort of,
Kind
yeah.
of, yes. Although he does open his eyes when he wants to be scary. I love it when people do that.
No wonder you like Sheena so much.
Do you only have your eyes closed unless you're trying to be scary, Stan?
Yeah, because the sunlight hurts my eyes.
Figured as much.
Oh my gosh.
But it's only trying to fill your dark soul with light.
Yeah. So many enemies.
Yeah, you know, those are the funnest part of this game.
You know what this section needs?
Cthulhu monsters, it has it already.
Yeah, no, it needs the final boss theme from Dog Island.
Yeah, that is a nice music.
I only bring that up because your fucking extension isn't related.
Oh yeah,
God.
but I don't think it.
About dogs with funny hats. What's wrong with you?
It's better than it deserves to be.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's better than this game.
It's actually made by the exact same people. That's the funniest part. Yes, Jukes, the creator of both this game and the Dreamcast Berserk game, Also created the Dog Island.
Oh god.
And also, well, they're mostly actually known for their wrestling games. The WWE.
Did they make Hybrid Heaven?
Sadly, no. They had nothing to do with that. However, I also know that they once made an RPG where the creator of Kudelka did the soundtrack for. However, that was never localized, sadly.
That is a shame.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, the creator of Kudelka was actually more known for his contribution to making the soundtrack of the Mana series.
Yep. Except for Legend of Mana, which was done by someone else.
Possibly, because for some time he left Square Enix. And recently, actually, I don't know if it was just freelance work or if he came back there permanently. But he also helped on some rhythm game called Demon's Score, which for some reason had a lot of really good people involved in it, even though it was like an iOS game.
That's
it
weird.
It even had fucking Yoko Taro working on it. Which, considering this was a rhythm game, I can only imagine the kind of difficulties he would have put into it.
Say hello to Drakengard.
Well, you know, the one thing that all people know about Drakengard is that it ends with a fucking game of Guitar Hero every single time.
Yep.
Unless it's called Nier and it doesn't have that and it just deletes all of your data.
And everyone gets pissed because all you get is a little teardrop symbol.
No. You get a lunar tear on your menu screen. That's the difference.
Yeah, and that's your reward. Congratulations.
Well, no, that's really all metaphorical because it's something that you can only have for yourself.
Yes.
Just as the main hero intended when sacrificing his whole existence and the memory of his whole existence. Nobody would ever remember a hero who sacrificed his whole existence.
Look, what I'm trying to say is that Yoko Taro hates everyone like Hideo Baba does. Okay.
Yeah. He does hate his fans. And his fans love him for that.
Indeed.
But don't you mean Hideo Kojima?
No, I was making a joke about Hideo Baba never letting his fans have things. But yes, Hideo Kojima is also in the same boat of hating everybody.
Well,
That's the last of them, even though one of them's standing right there.
he had his face cut off.
That doesn't mean anything in Berserk.
As long as it doesn't... Well, you know,
No,
there are so many monsters with so many faces. If it doesn't have a face, it's not real.
Oh, okay, well...
You like
any
those
else would
trees?
like to work with you. No, I don't like those trees particularly well at all.
I hate trees in this game. I want to burn a forest. After seeing the next level, you'll see why. Quit putting on those commercials for boots or whatever it is.
I still can't believe that's actually an arm.
And also, actually, this fight goes way better than I would have wanted it to go. Because I essentially skip an entire phase. You'll see what I mean. You see how many faces this guy has? That means he's undead. So still alive.
He gets turned into a monkey at one point, it's funny.
But yeah, One thing that sucks about this fight is the camera angle, because even if you use your focus thingamajig, which normally puts the camera behind you, like it should be in fights like this one, it is still going to be stationary and put so that you can see all of those cannonballs, all of those cannons, which only comes into play in the phase that I sadly am not going to be able to show because I killed the boss before he enters that phase. And I also killed him. We don't want your boots.
なんとかなるもんですね。